Hello, all. It's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces, High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one who isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If you would be so kind to like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. I do hope everyone is doing well and feeling well on today. This is going to be a general reading for the overall collective of any zodiac sign. Please take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. And without any further ado, we are going to get into today's message. Okay, guys. Just cleansing my cards right now in my workspace, and we're going to get started. Okay, guys, the overall theme for this reading, okay, is pertaining to, well, we have the overall message here, as you all can see, okay. So, a lot of people proclaim to be awakened and aware and all these things, Y'all, you're pro-state woke individuals. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So, this message is really for any and everybody in general, okay? But especially those of them who proclaim to be woke, which at the same time, we do know that, everybody's spiritual journey is not going to be at the same pace, at the same time, and different things like that, okay? I've told you all many of times, like for myself personally, my awakening did not begin until I was 30 years old, okay? Like leading up to, before I was 30 years old, it's like a slow process. You just start feeling different about life, different about your situation, different about how you live, what you do, and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? It starts off like that, okay? And then, at the beginning of your awakening, it's just that light bulb moment, and it's like, you got you to be awakened to different things, and it's still a process because it's almost like spirit tries not to overwhelm you all of a sudden, all at once with everything or whatever. So my awakening began when I was 30 years old. It wasn't until I was like 33 that, I really started seeing things and feeling certain things. All hell broke loose, and, this major veil was lifted from my eyes, okay? So like I said all that to say that everyone's spiritual journey is going to be different. Everyone is on a different timeline as far as your spiritual journey. It just happened to be when I went through my major awakening here, okay? So this message is going to pertain to everyone in general because it's just something that needs to be known, okay? But specifically for those individuals who proclaim to be awakened yet, still live in some type of way now, okay? Is the reason why I said all of those things, okay? So the overall message we have here is, if you are really awake, it is cruel and unusual punishment to carelessly and recklessly bring a child into the world only for them to be just another statistic, brainwashed slave. Okay? Now, I gave birth when I was 24 years old. I wasn't awakened at the time, obviously, okay? And like I just told you, my awakening did not begin until, I was like 30 years old. Okay, so, and usually once you go through an awakening and you just get to looking back over your life and things, there's just so many things that you just, mistakes you wouldn't have made, things you would have changed, and you just would have had a different viewpoint of life and doing things and all that other jazz, you know what I'm saying? But it's not about living perfect, okay? It's not about not making mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody have good days, bad days. Everybody fall down, get back up, pick up the pieces, or what have you. or whatever. But from the moment that you are awakening, you no longer have that excuse to you know what I'm saying, be living all carelessly and recklessly, okay? But even when my awakening began, that the reason why there was a gap between when my awakening began and when, you know, shit just really hit the fan, and I was really seeing things that was like in plain sight all along that I never knew of. And that didn't happen until I was around 33, because even though my awakening began, like it was, you know, leading up to my awakening, it was around 28 when things like just kind of really like, you know what, I don't want to live like this anymore. You know what, I want to be a better person. You know what, I want more out of life, type of thing is what you go through, okay? And then you have the awakening at a specific age, and then there's a process of awakening bit by bit by bit. So it wasn't until 33 that I really started, like, you know, mind blown about a lot of things that I was awakening to. But it, for me, it wasn't until I looked myself in the mirror and made that conscientious decision to fix things, change things about myself, make that conscientious decision to live better, to do better, to strive for better, you know, for the betterment not only of myself, but for my child as well, that I was even able to see things that, you know, well, that was wrong around me, you know, like in your personal love relationships, in your family, in the world, in your neighborhood, in your community, just like just all around, like in the government, you know, in the industry, you know, all other kinds of things or whatever. So even after my awakening at 30, like I said, it wasn't until 33, well, between 30 and 33, this was a process of my awakening where I was solely working on me. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Like, you got to make yourself better. You got to fix the issues and the problems within you, within yourself. You know, it's just that, it's that man in the mirror thing, okay? You know, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. I went through that process, and through that whole process, I'm going through the dark night of the soul and everything, and you have to change what was wrong. So, you know, when I look myself in the mirror and made changes within my own life, and it's like, it's a moment when you're looking in that mirror and you're thinking back over your life and different things, you sitting here talking to yourself, looking at yourself like, what the hell was you thinking when you did that? Like, what the hell was you doing living like that? Like, this didn't benefit you none. That didn't make you happy. Like, you've tried everything, but you just go through these different processes or whatever. But it wasn't until after that process, and that, like I said, obviously took about 3 years, because it wasn't until 33 that all hell broke loose. The rose-colored glasses came off, the veil was lifted, and I'm like, wowed at things that I'm finding out. And so, after you look yourself in the mirror, you change yourself, you change your issues, what's going on with you, and this, that, and the other, is when you can see what's wrong with everything else. You know what I'm saying? In various different areas. And it's things that like wasn't hidden from you, was around, was in your face, but you just was not aware of. Okay. So like a lot of the things that we see like in this world, there's a lot of satanic, masonic, and demonic things all around us, okay? But certain things we grow up with, and you've seen it all the time. Whether you were into music, you listened to music, you watched TV, you looked at the news, you listened to what the government was talking about every time they come on and address the people, things, people, places, and things within your family, within your life, and different things, and you just living life, okay? But these are things and people that was around you all the time, and you didn't see what was wrong with these situations, these things, until after you went through this awakening, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to explain that so nobody will feel like, well, this is kind of harsh. This is this, that, and the other, or whatever. So this, like I said, this is a general message, okay, for everybody, because this is something that people need to know in general, period, whether you have awakened or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good message, just because the simple fact that sometimes people make mistakes in life, or people live carelessly and recklessly and do certain things because nobody really gave a damn to tell them otherwise, teach them otherwise, help them otherwise, say anything or do anything that halfway made them feel like anybody else gave a damn, to make them want to, to motivate them to want to do something better or change something in how they do things or whatever. But it's also a message in there for those of us who are pro woke. You understand what I'm saying? To no longer, you no longer have that excuse. Once you claim to be awakened, to continuously make careless, reckless mistakes in life, because now you are doing things, you're supposedly awakened, you're doing things to continue, in this awakened state, that could be detrimental to yourself. But when you bring other individuals into the world, other persons into the world, okay, like children, they are susceptible to this as well, okay? You are exposing this, them to this as well, okay? So this is what this message is about, guys, okay? If you are really awake, it's cruel and unusual punishment to carelessly and recklessly bring a child into the world only for them to be just another statistic, brainwashed slave. Okay? And we all know that, there's millions of billions of trillions of dollars that is spent by those of them who run, rule, and control the world to keep people distracted, to keep people entertained, to keep people brainwashed, dumbed down, under mind control, and all kinds of things, anything to keep you from being awake, anything to keep you from being aware, anything to keep you from even having a care about the heart of the matter of what's really happening in this world and what's really going on all around us every single day. So that's what this message is about. And you have a lot of people who speak about this in different ways, okay, and it come off harshly, okay, especially when people get to talking about, oh, there's too many people in the world using too much stuff. And sorry about that, guys. So yeah, it's, and we hear these talks about, the depopulation topics, and the, too many people in the world using too much stuff, and, all these things, okay? But a lot of people, those 1%ers of people in the world, who have this outlook on people in the world, it's almost, if some of their viewpoints come from the fact that there is a lot of people in the world, who's bringing new life into the world, and the main problem is one being unable, okay, to provide in a manner that they need to for persons that's coming into the world, okay, which puts more of a strain on other individuals, tax wise, so forth and so on. But at the same time, I'm not somebody that is like, there should be less individuals in the world. The world is a huge place, okay? There's plenty of open land every freaking where. So clearly, that's not a problem. I feel like there needs to be more affordable housing, and there needs to be more jobs and things created instead of trying to do away with people. But this factor can be helped by people not doing things, refraining from doing things that's careless and reckless, okay, for your own life, for the sake of your own life, as well as for, everyone, okay? Here, so this is what we're talking about today, guys, okay? So I'm going to go through a few other overall messages pertaining to this topic here. Okay, and then we're going to get into some other things. One of the reasons for this here, okay, we have bad romance here. We have toxic lovers here. There are many people who are carelessly and recklessly bringing children into the world. They're in toxic relationships, okay, whether love is involved or not. These are bad romance, okay. These are people with bad habits, with addictions of different kinds, okay. Even those of them who may be in serious committed relationships or maybe even married, it's a toxic romance, okay. These are toxic lovers, okay. And they kind of do what they want to do, how they want to do, and the consequence of that sometimes is um, bringing new life into the world, okay, which puts more of a strain on everybody, okay, because now here it is, you have individuals in a bad romance, in a toxic relationship, and may even have bad habits and things, okay, and that toxicity, the effects of that bad romance is now in the life of a new person that has been born into this world, which is going to put strain and struggle on this individual as well, okay. But it's not just that, it's the evils and the wickeds of this world that we know of, okay, that is detrimental to our children every day, okay, with everything that we have going on, I mean, on various different levels, okay. Most people will only look at, the crime rates and different things like that, but we've got pollution issues, and we've got, what I'm saying, crime on various different levels. It's all kinds of things that's going on in the world, and it's like nobody thinks about these things before just carelessly and recklessly bringing new life into the world. There's many things about life, about this world, that we ourselves don't necessarily agree with, don't necessarily like. It's a struggle for us, okay? So why would you continue to bring new life in this world? Do you not think it's going to be a struggle for them? Do you not think they're not going to get to the point where they grow up and use their own mind? They're out here grown, they're on their own, and have to suffer or struggle with these things, okay? So then we have the devil here, okay? Many of these people who are living carelessly and recklessly, okay, bringing a child into the world, okay, um, um, this brings about a different factor, okay? So, because this card says evil is as evil does here, okay? We have a lot of people in the world who have different walks of life, okay? A lot of people are into doing love spells on people, binding people to them. Which is in an effort to control another person, to manipulate another person into being with someone, okay? There could be sex magic going on, there could be ritualistic practices going on. Now you are carelessly and recklessly not only bringing a child into the world, but a child that is technically will grow up as a karmic or a demonic seed child, okay, because of how it was created, okay. And in the so this could be of those whom are devil worshippers, who are in satanic cults or witch covens, okay, individuals who are like witches, who are like warlocks, who are carelessly and recklessly bringing children into this world, okay. Those of them who partake in witchcraft practices, dark magic, voodoo, black magic, okay, individuals whom are seen as sellouts or part of the satanic powers that be, and different things like that. These children are born into these things, okay. These children, all automatically has this dark veil upon them from the moment that they are born, because of something that other people, in their own right, in their own mind, have decided that they want to do, okay. We're talking about an innocent life being brought into the world, being born into this, okay. And they're going to grow up, okay, and you're just going to have the cycle will continue, basically, is what I'm saying here, okay, because they will get to the point where they will do the same thing, as far as being a part. And if you look at this devil card, you see These individuals here, you see how they're holding hands and they're standing here before the devil here. The devil card talks about one who has addictive patterns of behavior. Okay, so a person who constantly do the same thing over and over and over again. So if you are that person who say maybe has a sex addiction, okay, you are into say threesomes and orgies, you are into carelessly and recklessly having sex, not using protection and different things. This is addictive pattern of behavior. Okay, you are carelessly and recklessly doing something because you want to, but the cost of that, the risk of that, is sometimes bringing new life into the world who is born into that. So they are born with this dark veil over them automatically. Okay, in this sinister world with everything that is satanic, masonic, and demonic all around them. Okay, they're going to grow up in that, and then they themselves, it's learned behavior, they themselves are going to be a part of that as well. Okay, this also speaks to addictions, it speaks to habits, it speaks to one being chained to the devil, doing devilish things, doing demonic things, doing being of this world, doing worldly things as well. Okay, and it's no coincidence that this sits right next to toxic lovers, bad romance, and this even says bad habits and different things, addictions and different things. Okay, and some people when they get out of hand in their own way, things like this don't come up into mind because you're feeling good at a specific point in time and doing whatever it is that you want to do. A lot of people, when they get to that point, they, you grown, you own your own, you can do what you want to do, how you want to, and different things like that. And you're not really thinking about how what you're doing, what you're a part of, is going to affect this new life that you are bringing into the world, or going to affect the children that you may have already brought into the world here. Okay, which brings us to our next message here. Okay, this card, this says, this is a panic card here. Okay, so now we have, after all of this, we have reached an area of worry now, stress now. Okay, because a trouble. Okay, one losing control, one being panic, okay, one feeling afraid, burdensome situations, problematic issues, okay, unsettled situations stemming from something that you binded yourself to, you tied yourself to, you changed yourself to, solely based off of what you wanted to do. You wasn't thinking about what anyone else wanted in the moment. It was about what you wanted, what you needed, what you had to have. Okay, what you desired here. Okay, but the consequence of that falls upon then, oftentimes, when you carelessly and recklessly are doing things and bringing new life into the world at the same time. These burdens, the things that you burdened by this now here. You see how she's sitting here, she's looking, but she's sitting here alone here. Okay, she's sitting here alone. So this burdensome situation often falls upon one person who has to take the sole responsibility. And also, although they mixed and mingled with other people, they did this in conjunction with someone else. So often, this responsibility falls upon one person. Now, whereas you were doing something that you liked, you were doing something that was fun, that it was exciting, that made you feel good in the moment. Okay, a few minutes of pleasure can cause a lifetime full of pain. Okay, now you are stuck with this based off of your decisions. Okay, and when you bring new life into the world, they feel this new life, your child feels this, whatever pain you're feeling, whatever sorrow you're feeling, whatever stress or depression or worry or anxiety that has laid upon you, that transfers over into them. Okay, a lot of times women, while they're pregnant, like your doctors will even tell you, try to do things to reduce, your stress levels and different things like that, especially if you have a high risk pregnancy and you have, say, you're on bed rest or something like that. You're supposed to refrain from, things that will cause stress here. But, when you're in a situation now, because of something that stemmed from you doing something carelessly and recklessly, that now you are burdened with solely alone here. You know what I'm saying? The stress factor, the anxiety is going to be there either way. Okay, so we have here, of course, we know we have these type of people in the world. Okay, I feel like at some point in time, everybody done been there, done that. Some moved on, some still stuck in that cycle. You understand? So we got those of them who are a little fast and hot in the ass. Okay, that player type of energy here. Okay, that heartbreak or Jezebel. Sugar baby type of energy here, okay, where there's no love involved. It's just business type of mentality here, okay. And this falls upon those of them with different types of walks of life here: sex workers, prostitutes, okay, individuals partaking in one night stands, hookups, casual dating, and different things like that, okay. This individual uses what she got to get what she wants, okay. Is a freak in the streets, okay. Could be a little bit too much to handle, and a lot of times there are situations, okay. This is careless and reckless behavior here, okay. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't make it a habit of telling people what to do. I just tell you things that to put on your mind, to make you think, to make you wonder, make you say and think for yourself here, okay. But a lot of times this lifestyle, okay, this way of living, this way of being here, okay, is careless and it's reckless, and there's consequences for all types of actions in life here, okay. But what happens is this is that type of what I call, catch them up type of energy here, okay. Trap them type of energy here, okay. This is also the chick who will purposely trap you, okay. Gold digger type of energy as well here, okay. That wants to try to trap someone with a baby for financial purposes, okay. Not really caring about the fact that you're bringing a whole nother life into the world who has to deal with your careless and reckless behavior and way of being. But you wanted to feel good in the moment, and then you've run across somebody that you think maybe that you're really clingy to, that you're trying to bind to you, through sex magic, love spells, or just pure obsession, okay. This trap 'em energy, okay, where you try to trap people with babies so that you can financially benefit off of them, okay. But how is that working out for you, okay. It's something that has been statistically proven a long time ago here, okay, that you can't trap someone with a baby, okay. If they no longer want to be with you or happy with you or in a serious committed relationship with you, there's nothing going to keep them there. Why? Because even with bringing a child into the world, they're not obligated to you. They're obligated to taking care of their child. They're obligated to being a parent, not obligated to taking care of you, okay, and being there for you. And that's where a lot more problematic situations come in from, okay. And this is how people winds up with, childish, ignorant type of baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see you happy with anyone else. Have done this on purpose to make your life a living hell, or either drain you for every dime you have, and then punish you by keeping you from being able to see the children if you are a good father. But of course, we have those of them who never even planned to be a good father in the first place. They're just slinging dick around not using protection, and before the baby is even born, they're gone. Okay, so you have those as well. So this is not just laying everything on thy woman. It depends on the situation here. Okay, but there are measures that one could take to be careful. You know what I'm saying? This is not telling anyone, oh, don't have a sex life, oh, don't do things that make you happy, fulfill you, or please you. It's not saying that by any means at all. Okay, but what it is saying is that there should be a better way about doing things, and you can't trap somebody, with a child. Why would you want to trap somebody? A child is something that you will have forever. Okay, so you have people who don't even want children, who technically aren't even qualified for taking children. You can't afford the children or anything like that. This was solely about you sticking it to somebody else. Okay, so then this child is the one that suffered. This child is the one who struggled. This child is the one who ends up being without. Okay, and is neglected by one or more parent. Okay, so next we have here the fool here. Okay, carelessly and recklessly taking that leap of faith blindly. Okay, this will be equivalent to one just walking along and smooth walking off a cliff without even looking. Okay, you're foolishly taking a leap of faith with someone here. Okay, this is the person who is really attractive, whether she is really attractive or the person that she's with hook up with is really attractive or whatever, and they're in awe about each other and just kind of lose themselves within each other, where they let their guards down. Okay, and with no guarantee that this is going to last here. This is still something that is carelessly done and recklessly done. Okay, you're not watching what you're doing, where you're going, blindly making decisions, doing something too trusting. Okay, doing things carelessly and recklessly, like I have here. Okay, so then we have, and then this goes hand in hand with the panic card here, okay? With the Burton card that I have here, okay? Because then you see how she looks now, okay? This person is no longer around, just like, almost like how she's looking here. She's sitting here alone, okay? Look at this woman. She looks stressed out. She looks worried, okay? Feeling in her thoughts here, feeling so overwhelmed, okay, in deep thought about something. How are you going to survive? How are you going to make this happen? You could even be overthinking a situation, okay? You feel in it can become overwhelming. Now you're feeling like, I need a break. You're just really worried. You're stressed out. You're depressed. You could be going through postpartum disorder, which is most people call baby blues and different things like that. Okay, you feeling like it's just one of them days. You're trying to keep it together. Okay, you could be overworked, underpaid, and here you are, because of a careless and reckless mistake that you have made. You have this child that you have to take care of forever, until they're old enough to take care of themselves. Okay, you could be having a major depressive episode here. This is what is happening here. Okay, and this is what often happens with these situations that are constantly going on and always happening here. Okay, so especially for persons who proclaim to be awake. Okay, if you are really awake, okay, you should not be carelessly and recklessly doing anything. Okay, now this doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't have children if you want children, okay? But I feel like you should, if you are awakened, then you are in the energy of knowing that you should make sure that you are stable and you are secure, okay? And you are financially capable and able, an able body to take care of yourself as well as this child and everything else. This is what that means, okay? This is not telling you, oh, you don't need to, be having sex, or you don't need to be having children. However, you do need to be making wiser decisions on how, when, or where you decide to bring new life into the world. Otherwise, you end up like this, suffering in silence here, okay? Now, your issue your situation has then become other people's issues, other people's situation, because now you're in the energy where you may need some type of help. You may need some type of assistance here, okay? And which taps into other things here, okay? Also, we have those individuals. You don't bit more care about these children than the man on the moon, okay? You keep your hair done, your nails done, brand new clothes on, okay? But your kids are looking a mess, okay? You send them to school, their hair is not combed, their skin, their face is ashy, their clothes are dirty, okay? They don't have any new clothes, they don't have any new shoes and different things or whatever. But you're dressed to the T, okay? That's wrong. That's wrong, okay? Or a situation where you continuously to live carelessly and recklessly, and everybody you hook up with, you got your kids calling them daddy, okay? They may or may not know who their real father is or not. Like, that's not okay either. But this is going on. This is happening every single day. You've got a lot of people who have children, okay? And let's not forget those of them who purposely have children. I mean, there are young people out here that's got like 6 or more kids and single. You understand what I'm saying? And people are out here having babies solely for the purpose of making money off of them, okay? You're getting all the assistance, all the services that you could possibly get, okay? You're draining any and everybody that you possibly can for every dime that you can for them, okay? Causing a lot of conflicts and battles here because of this situation here that you have created. So we even have those of them out here like that as well, okay? And these children, they grow up, many of them grow up with different type of disabilities, different type of disorders, especially in this day and time, where they put a label and a title and have a medication for everything or whatever. And these parents are all too freaking eager here. And, they don't learn from, one mistake or two. This begins to be a problem. You keep on having all these babies just so you can benefit off of having kids, okay? Which means you're not giving them the love, the nurturing, the care, that they should have. You just looking to benefit off of them, to make money off of them in some type of way, okay? You have those of you who are doing anything for money as well. These are the individuals who fall along the line of those of them who do anything for money. You're carelessly and recklessly having children for the purposes of making money off of them. And then you have those of them who is in this Jezebel energy here. You are a sex worker, a prostitute, or however one wants to see it here, okay? Or you in the energy of trying to trap a man with money, just so you could forever, sit on your ass, do nothing, and forever be paid by this person here when, there was nothing, serious there or whatever. You're still doing anything for money, anything for the purposes of money here, okay? And it's wrong, okay? We can't forget we have single fathers out here as well, okay? These single fathers, they end up, the ones of them who end up with their children, okay, they may be good fathers. They have to step up and take care of their children because, they made a mistake with a careless, reckless mistake with a woman who, just doing what she want to do, barely caring for herself, less alone, can care for her child. And every once in, you don't see it every day, but every once in a while you have single fathers out here who is the one who have to take care of the child more often than not. And that's only probably about 10% of the time, but more often than not, about 90% of women are taking care of their children by themselves. Why? Because they either made a mistake, they were living carelessly and recklessly, okay, doing something that made them feel good in the moment, ended up with a baby, and before this baby was born, whoever that child's father is long gone. Okay? We have here having a child out of wedlock, okay? So, of course, it is ideal for either one to be married, before you have a child, or at least in a serious committed relationship where y'all have been together for several years before bringing a child into the world, okay? So because at least at that point in time, Okay, this isn't something that's just temporary. This wasn't some, one night hookup. Okay, this wasn't some, a little online date with someone and then you got knocked up, or trapping someone with a baby. This is someone that you have spent plenty of time with, gotten to know better, and different things like that, and you'll have a child together. Okay, that way you can provide more or better stability for this child. Okay, because the whole point is about not, it being cruel and unusual punishment to carelessly and recklessly bring a child into the world, okay, just for them to be another statistic. Okay, when you bring your child in the world, you want to be a stable, mother or father, okay, in your right mind, okay, to be able to teach your children, okay, protect your children and everything like that, or whatever. And that's not happening with people who are carelessly and recklessly, having children like that. Okay, because oftentimes then these children grow up to do the same thing that their parents did, okay, when having them. Okay, so then that just adds more people who are bringing more babies into the world that they can barely take care of, that they end up needing government assistance for, or whatever. And this is the very reason why we have so many individuals in power, individuals in government, and things that make it their business to be in other people's business. But this happens for this very reason, because these things are going on here. Okay, so we have the bad romance, the toxic card here. Okay, so these are relationships that are toxic. Okay, toxic. And whether these are short-term relationships or long-term relationships, the fact of the matter is that it's a bad romance and it's toxic. Okay, so there could be, bad habits that are had between the mother and the father here. Okay, or just a toxic relationship where there's arguing, fussing, fighting, cussing, disagreements, domestic violence, all kinds of things going on. You bring a new child into the world here, you carelessly and recklessly bring a new child into the world, amongst a bad romance or a toxic relationship. This child is growing up around this. Okay, seeing this, hearing this. Okay, and this is weighing on that child. Okay, stuck in their mind. Okay, now they're going to have problematic situations. Now they're going to have issues themselves because of something that they grew up around and dealt with. Okay, which is going to cause them stress, anxiety, depression, and all other types of things. We have one night stands here. Okay, so again, carelessly and recklessly, there's nothing wrong with you having sex. You can have as much sex as you want to have. Okay, if you single and you free to mingle, I'm not telling you shouldn't date. I'm not telling you can't do what you want to do with your own body if you want to have sex. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, there's a lot of ways to protect yourself, though, to prevent you from carelessly and recklessly doing something. Okay, you may go out and have it depends on who you with, honey. You can have a few minutes of fun with somebody, okay, or it may can last an hour or so, however long it is. Okay, but you'll have a child to take care of forever. You understand what I'm saying? So off of a one night stand, somebody that obviously may not love you, may not care about you. Obviously, if it's just a one night stand, this is a one time hookup. Okay, so this is not a situation where you want to get pregnant by this person here. Okay, because it's a bad situation. Now and that's where these burdensome situations fall. Okay, but there are measures one can take to prevent things from happening, even if you had an accident, say the condom broke. Okay, or if it's not a situation where this chick has put a hole in the condom on purpose to trap you with a baby or some type of crazy mess or whatever. Sometimes y'all getting it in so good that the condom might break or something like that. First of all, you could be on birth control. Okay, I believe they have like different type of spermicides and different things like that that you can use while having sex or whatever. Like I said, birth control. You got the Plan B pill, which gives you 48 hours after you done made a mistake. to prevent you from getting pregnant. There's a lot of different measures one can take to keep this from happening here, okay? Especially if you know that you cannot care for, provide for, love, nurture a child the way you should, okay? We see way too many people who are out here killing their children, neglecting their children, abandoning their children. And it's like, if you did not want children, why did you have them? You understand what I'm saying? There's no excuse for abusing a child, mistreating a child, or just outright killing a child. You can literally, even if you went all the way through your pregnancy and you can't afford to take care of this child, or you don't want this child, you can legally take that baby to Child Protective Services, Department of Human Services, any hospital, anywhere, a fire department, anywhere where there are authority figures, okay, in the medical field, or deal with child services, okay, and I believe they still have the policy where it's, you won't get in trouble for doing this, okay, or even any real questions or anything like that. You just go in here, I can't provide for this child, I want to give this child up, whatever, okay. There's no excuse for you abusing this child because they're a burden to you, because you don't love them, because you don't care about them. You got a lot of people out here who abuse children just because you're mad at whoever their father is, and the fact that they're not taking care of you, or the fact that they're not with you anymore, or the fact that you can't get what you want out of them, so you kill the children, or you would neglect them, or you would abuse them, and different things. That, like, it's crazy. That doesn't even have to happen, okay? There's a lot of people out here who can't have children, who would love to adopt children, and different things like that. Give your child to the people in the profession where, do it in the right way. You can't just throw your child away, because you got people who do stupid things like that too, or whatever. But there are services and things available for people if you just cannot take care of your child, or if you just don't want your child. Okay, you can legally give your child up if you can't take care. And this is a better option than you abusing them, or this is a better option than having your child in a situation where they're being neglected, where they're being abandoned, where they're going without, where they are dragged from one toxic situation to the next because you continue to live carelessly and recklessly. It's just no excuse for the shit, okay? Then we have those of them, she ain't nothing but a gold digger, okay? These are the chicks, okay, who get with, and these chicks really kind of piss me off, okay? A lot of times these are the chicks whom very wealthy people, especially people, that have a lot of money, people in the industry, or people, just with good jobs. They don't necessarily have to be, rich and famous or anything like that or whatever, but people who are middle class to upper class, who have good jobs, who have good benefits, who make good money, you have a baby with this person, but you're a gold digger, okay? And you solely are doing so to drain this person for every damn dime they got. I think this pisses me off so much, because there are good mothers out here who are single mothers, okay, like myself, don't get a dime of child support, okay? But these gold digging bitches, they will do this to these men, and then you make their lives a living hell. You make it problematic for any other relationship that they are fucking in. You refuse to let them see their damn child, and these are people who are paying fucking thousands and thousands of dollars in fucking child support, okay? They're paying for you to live good. They're paying for your houses, for your cars, every damn thing. This is not supposed to be payment for you to take care of you. This is payment for your kids. And then single mothers who are less fortunate, or impoverished in different type of ways, and it is there are good single mothers who you made a mistake, life happens, but you love your child to death. You're going to do anything you can for them. You work as hard as you can to provide for them and different things like that. But it's disgusting when we see these gold digging bitches, okay, and you was fortunate enough to even procreate with someone of a higher stature, someone who actually wants to be a father, okay, wants to be there for their kids, okay, and just so happen this person may be educated or have a degree or have good job and make good money, and then you try to drain this person for every damn thing that they got and get so much in child support that you could literally split that up with other women who don't get child support at all. I mean, like there's women who's getting like $5,000 to $20,000, $100,000 in child support, and may only have one or two kids by someone. But just because this man is wealthy, he has to pay out more in child support. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. Even for a man who is, say, middle class to lower class, child support takes the majority of their. It's like they forget that these people have to live too. You understand what I'm saying? And then anytime you put the middleman in, it's fucked up anyway, because the government is always gonna get theirs. The government technically don't really give a damn, okay? Because in their eyes, you the one had this kid. They're your responsibilities, okay? These services really don't have to be available. The government can say any day, you know what, we're taking these services away. We're not gonna make them anymore. And guess what? It would be on you to solely take care of your kids. And that would be your problem. If the government ever decided to do that, there would be a lot of people fucked. And nobody thinks about that, which is another reason why you should not be carelessly and recklessly bringing new life into this world that you neither care anything about, you neither can financially provide for, or you're just doing so for selfish reasons and shit like that or whatever. People don't think about the if, the ands, the buts, the maybes, the possibilities, or anything, okay? There could be a financial crisis or collapse at any damn time within government, and government has to come along and say cut off all these services. Like if the government came along and for some reason there was some type of financial collapse, and meals and schools could no longer be provided, or whatever type of WIC services where you get formula and things for your babies, or whatever services like that, for some reason these things could no longer be provided, it's no longer there, there's a whole lot of people, okay, that will suffer majorly, okay? But if you think about it, however you were living, whatever decision you decided to make, okay, you brought a new child into the world. This was your decision. Technically, your child is solely your responsibility here, okay? But nobody thinks about that when they're out doing carelessly and recklessly things, okay? And guess what? That turns this new life just into another statistic, just into another brainwashed, dumbed down individual, and they end up being a slave in this world, okay? Because slavery looks different to this day. When you say slave, a lot of people, frown and moan about slave. Slavery looks different to this day, in this day and time, okay? But it still definitely exists, okay? And people are statistics every day on various different levels. If you only have one parent, you're a statistic that falls along that line. If you are impoverished or poor, that's a statistic, okay? If you have some, say, learning disability or disability at all, that falls along of a certain type of statistic. If you are, whatever, however you want to break it down, those are statistics. And those statistics stem from other things going on that technically branches off of, say, your parents, or in their decisions and the things that they have done and the decisions they have made. Nevertheless, we got these gold digging chicks here, okay, who out for all they can get from these men here, okay? And they're all for draining them for every dime they got, but they rarely give a damn about actually allowing them to spend time with their children. And I'm talking about decent male role models who actually want to be fathers and be in their children's life here. They have to go through hell and high water with the mother of their children, yet they're paying out the ass monthly in child support. Shit like that pisses off regular everyday single mothers, who may be on a lower level, lower class, in poverty or whatever, because it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And we sit here, it's like, if we was getting shit an extra $300-400 a month to help take care of your kid, this would be a blessing. We're talking about folks that's getting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, so many thousands of dollars every single month for one or two kids that they got with some damn body. Okay, to the point where it's paying for them to stay in luxurious ass houses in gated communities or mansions and shit, luxurious ass cars, the finest designer clothes and bags and shoes. I mean, the kids are going to private school and their tuition is like sky high out the ass, like crazy shit that has nothing to do with providing for that child. Okay, their school supplies, clothes and shoes when they need it, or paying for their extracurricular activities like sports or arts and crafts and different things, or just providing a roof over their head. Okay, this is paying for chicks' whole lifestyle. Okay, and a small percentage of that shit is actually going on to kids. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Okay, nevertheless, these things are happening. You have those chicks too, and they still were living carelessly and recklessly. Okay, they were only with this person because of the money that they have. Okay, which is and these are the types of chicks that don't they get pregnant for a purpose. You understand me? They're not necessarily the type that carelessly and recklessly get pregnant. They get pregnant for a purpose. Okay, they don't mind getting pregnant by this specific person because they know this person may come from a wealthy family, or have really good benefits or a really good job or a lot of money and different things like that or whatever. So it still kind of falls along the lines of careless or reckless type of behavior, but it's for a purpose when it comes to these gold digging tricks. Okay, because they're not the type that would get pregnant by some anybody, everybody, little scum of a guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's still kind of careless and reckless, but it's for a purpose when it comes to their type. But it's ridiculous. Okay, so we have here, making a mistake you have to live with forever. Okay, so you have many people here, it truly wasn't your intention. Okay, just like you have those of them who set up people that get pregnant on purpose, thinking this is going to keep this person around, keep this person from leaving you. You have somebody that's going to force somebody to help you take care of your kids and things. Just like you got those of them who, get pregnant for purpose by someone who is wealthy or come from a wealthy family or a good bloodline or whatever, and because they have money in different things. Okay, you have people who genuinely, it was a mistake. Okay, it was a mistake, but this is a mistake that you have to live with for the rest of your life. Okay, that may, from something that stemmed from you either being fast and hot in the ass, you being a little carelessly and recklessly, you doing something in the moment for a couple of hours that was fun, that was exciting, that made you feel good, you being in some type of toxic relationship or situation, a multitude of different reasons that people make a mistake, but now you have to live with this mistake forever. And a lot of times this falls upon these women who are technically good mothers to the best of their ability. They're just not they're just not financially well off. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, there's a lot of women who fall in this category. Okay, you made a mistake with the worst jackass of a baby daddy that you could have ever found on the face of the freaking earth, and you go through that phase where you're beating yourself up every single day. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, what the hell? But at the same time, you love your kids to death, and you work as hard as you can to take care of them, and they may not have the most expensive things in the world, but you bend over backwards and make sure that every day of their life is special. Every birthday, every day of their life, that you make them feel special, and you do things to the best of your ability to take care of them. But oftentimes these are single mothers, okay, who end up doing these doing this, on their own without the help of the or support of anyone else here. Okay, and in the back of your mind, and oftentimes, and see what people don't understand too, it is really a hardship. Okay, and that falls upon these burdensome situations where this worry and stress and different things kick in or whatever, because even when it comes to child support and things like that, it's ridiculous when you have to get the middleman involved here. Okay, and child support when only works when a person is financially stable or able to do so. You can't get something from someone that, you know what I'm saying, don't have it. Okay, so you can go and put someone on child support if you want to, and this person could be ordered to pay child support. But if they don't have a job, okay, if they don't have you can't get money out of somebody that don't have it. Okay, so then if they don't pay their child support, whether they refuse or they just don't have it, they get sent to jail, which is still screwed up, because it's like, what in the hell does that do? So now this guy is in jail for not paying child support, but that's still not providing for your child to get taken care of by this person. This is just another person in the penal system, in jail, in the penitentiary, okay, for not paying child support, okay, for their child. But your child is still suffering, your child is still going without, and y'all are still burdened because you can't get something from someone that that don't have any darn thing, which this is do fall back upon them, because they should be applying their damn self. They should be working, they should be doing things where they can provide for their children or whatever. But many people that fall along the lines of making a mistake that you have to live with forever, okay, these are your individuals who you've made a mistake with someone who lives carelessly and recklessly. Okay, they either don't care to have a job, they some pole hustler, they think they a drug dealer, a player, a this, a that, and the other, or whatever. Yeah, like, what I'm saying, how do you get your how do you get child support for somebody who don't even apply themselves to even try to have a job? You only can get child support or deduct child support from someone who even gets a payroll check. You understand what I'm saying? So this ends up being a mistake that a person have to live with forever, because it's like your child would never have any type of being provided for except from you. So puts even more worry, stress, and hardships upon you, because now you have to be the mother and the father. You have to provide solely everything. Okay, and this can be avoided by not making careless and reckless mistakes with people who are not worthy even of your time, your energy, let alone your body. Okay, and even if you still decide to do so, you need to have enough damn sense not to get knocked up by these jackasses, okay, who have obviously no intentions on taking care of any of their children at all. Okay, why? Because it leads to nothing but drama here. Okay, fighting, fussing, cussing, arguments, disagreement with a person practically begging them for support and help with your child. Okay, and this person is being disrespectful, set in their ways. They don't care, it doesn't matter to them. Okay, so then you end up in an abusive situation with this person, and end up having to walk away, and you're still solely having to do for your child on your own. Okay, but this can be avoided because it's nothing but drama here. Okay, we have mama's baby, daddy's maybe here. This falls along the line of those of them who made a mistake that they have to live with forever. You love your children, okay? You'll do anything for your children, okay? You provide to the best ability for your children, but their dad is maybe, okay? He may be there, he may not. He may take care of them, he may not, okay? And then you have the jerks that never paid a dime of child support ever. They've never been to a doctor's appointment. They never healed your children when, been there to rock them to sleep or take care of them when they didn't feel well. They never been to a doctor's visit, a parent teacher conference, nothing. Okay, don't buy school supplies, clothes, shoes, just provide for them in any type of way. But they're jackasses who want to randomly pop up and be like, oh, I'm your daddy. Like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like what is that? It's not even words coming out of your mouth. You don't take care of them. So, like, nobody needs you to pop up every once in a while, like, I'm your daddy, when you ain't doing a damn thing. Okay? So, this is where the mama's baby, daddy's maybes come in at, okay? Which, again, is burdensome situation, stress that gets ended up left on you because of these careless and reckless decisions that one often make. Okay, which Spirit is saying you need to watch who you allow around your kids as well, with dealing with these types of people as well. Okay, that's something that was an extra message. That's a little off topic of the general topic for this reading here. Okay, but you often get faced with not having any child support here, which we were just talking about here. Okay, you can't get something from somebody that don't have nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So once again, you're stuck in a situation where you are solely providing on your own, which is frustrating, which is heartbreaking. Okay, because besides financial stability, it's a burden even on the child. Okay, and kids are nosy these days. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when they start going to school and different things and meeting other people, like, these kids will flat out be like, where your daddy at? And then this leaves your kid feeling some type of way, like, oh, I don't have a daddy, or, oh, this, that, or the other, or whatever. So now this child is going through emotional situations, and different things because of these situations here. Okay, so it's about more than child support. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you need financial stability to provide those things that cost, but it's so much that goes into having a child and taking care of a child that don't cost anything at all. And this is like emotional support. This is love, nurturing, and care, and different things. And if it's only you that is providing this for them, I mean, you got this day and time, you even got grandparents that are jackass of grandparents. Like, the grandparents we had growing up is not the grandparents today. Okay, like, these grandparents is trying to keep up with young hoes. They don't even want to be called grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even know how to be grandparents. Okay, they're not there for their grandkids the way they should be, and different things like that. So it's just a different day and time. So you in this day and time, this is burdens put on you, just like that saying go, it takes a village to raise a child. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying, there was like a multitude of people that was involved in raising this child. You know what I'm saying? You had a mother, or you had a father there, you had a grandparent, two different sets of grandparents, you got two aunts and uncles, and all the elders all around you, and different things like that. It was a different type of providing and caring for children in various different ways, whether you were wealthy or poor. You know what I'm saying? That's different type of support there. Like, it's just a different time. You just got absent as parents these days, absent as grandparents these days. Okay, you got aunts and uncles who don't even try to be in their nieces or nephews' lives at all. They just don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, so you just you and your kid solely on your own. Okay, and it, mothers, like, you made a mistake living carelessly and recklessly, or having a child with somebody in particular, but you don't look at your child like a mistake. But you have to live with this for the rest of your life and just provide to the best of your ability, which still puts a lot of burdensome situations on you. Okay, now you got those of them who sell their ass for the devil here. Okay, your prostitutes. Okay, those out here who are into this sex work and different things like that, or whatever, and get impregnated by people by not using contraceptives. Okay, not protecting themselves in the sexual escapades that they are a part of, and things like that. Once again, you're carelessly and recklessly bringing children into the world, based off it, because if you have decided to do something or a part of a situation that is, everything is energy flows through us. Okay, and no matter what we do, no matter whatever, it affects your child. It's just like when you're pregnant, when you're doing things, okay, like if you are stressed when you're pregnant, your child is going to feel that stress, okay? If you get hurt in some type of way, while you're pregnant, your child is going to feel that hurt. If you are, drinking alcohol or doing drugs or something like that, child is going to be affected. Like anything that you could, there, that child is going to be affected. It's the same thing that once they're born and they're around things like this or whatever, it affects them in different ways. And so this is the reason why it's so important for people not to refrain from living this careless, reckless lifestyle is cruel and unusual punishment, especially if you are awakened. To bring a child into this world just for them to be another statistic when they don't have to be, especially if you are pro woke. Okay? But this is the reason why I said this is a good message, because people need to hear this. Those of you who aren't married and you're not in serious committed relationships where you've had the same partner for years upon years, and y'all are in this serious committed relationship, y'all for in it for the long haul or whatever, it makes no sense to have children at all. Makes no sense to have children at all. Okay, because we are living in a dangerous world. Okay, children are being abused every day. Children are coming up missing every day. Children are being neglected every day. Children are living impoverished and being teased and bullied every day because of certain situations, upbringing, their life, their that they have to live and everything. And there's a whole lot of things that can be avoided, okay? Besides the government, seeing all of this, seeing what areas of people are, being fruitful and multiplying, with more and more people coming into the world, and they're in a haste, like, oh my gosh, there's too many people using too many things, and all the other crap that they come up with. But if people actually thought about this situation, in its entirety and made better decisions here, okay? Forget the crap that, those of them in the 1%, the wealthiest people who feel like, nobody is supposed to be on earth except for their ass and their slaves, serving them or whatever. People should still make better decisions here, okay? Because you end up paying for it and having to deal with it in the long haul, okay? So we have those of them who are side piece, okay? If you are a side piece, okay, stay in your side piece place, okay? There is no reason that you a side piece for a reason, okay? If you a side piece and you a side piece, okay, you clearly are messing with somebody that is involved with somebody else, as well as you could be involved with somebody else, okay? Most side piece situations happen like that, okay? You are with somebody else, and the person that you messing with as your side piece is with somebody else, okay? So, and y'all, in between time, in the meantime, hooking up with each other, doing what y'all do, like grown folks do, which is y'all business. You do, that's how you want to live, get it how you live. But I'm just saying, it's unnecessary to have a baby in that situation, okay? Because then you get pregnant, whether this side piece purposely get pregnant, or y'all make a mistake, okay? Now y'all got a whole different situation because both of y'all are with other people, okay? Or at least one of y'all are in another situation. And if this person really wanted a family with you like that, really wanted to be with you like that, then you wouldn't be a side piece in the first place. This person would have left their family, got a divorce, broke up with whoever they was with, and just solely been with you. You wouldn't have even been a side piece in the first place. So this is a situation that doesn't even make sense, okay? But you have a lot of side pieces that end up falling in love and falling for. You knew you was a side piece from the jump. You knew the rules, regulations, and the situations and the obligations from the jump of this whole situation going on, that this person had a family, this person was with somebody, and you was cool with being a side piece until you fell in love, okay? Or until you got pregnant. Now you want to go and be a home wrecker. You want to go and mess up this other, all this other crap, when frankly, if this person wanted to be with you like that, they would have just gotten out of that situation to begin with and just been with you, okay? So once again, carelessly and recklessly doing things and bringing children into the world, who is going to have to suffer and pay the consequence of that, okay? Which leads us to single mothers, okay? More and more single mothers on various different levels here. Okay, this is what causes this worry, this stress, this depressions. Okay, you feeling like you need a break. Okay, you feeling overwhelmed and all kinds of things, guys. Okay, by these careless and reckless actions that are taking place, that are going on here. Okay, we got the deadbeat baby daddies here. These are the ones, like I said, who have no inkling, no thought, no desire at all to be there for their children. Okay, they hit it and they quit it before, throughout the whole pregnancy. They ain't there. By the time the child is born, they ain't even there. Okay, these people, they don't even be there to sign the baby's birth certificate. You either have to fill in their name yourself or just leave that shit's blank, because they asses is absent. Okay, and nowhere to be found. Okay, and don't care at all. And then these jackasses, they got on brand new clothes, Jordans. They in the club every week. They ho hopping from one to the next or whatever. Got kids sprinkled out all over the place. None of their kids know each other, any damn thing like that. They're just deadbeat daddies. Okay, they're not even qualified to be called fathers, because I feel like a father actually takes care of his children. Actually is a halfway decent man. If rather the relationship or a situation work out with the woman that they have a child with or not, they are still good male role models and take care of their responsibilities, take care of their children. But deadbeat daddies, they don't do shit. Okay, but then you have the cheating spouse, husband or wife. Okay, if you are cheating, you definitely, this is already a situation that is careless and reckless. Okay, you definitely should not be getting pregnant, allowing yourself to get pregnant. Okay, or having unprotected sex, or not protecting yourself in any way when you know that you are cheating in the first place. Okay, by, and with someone that is clearly other than your husband or your wife here. Okay, that's another situation in its entirety. It's still cheating here. Okay, trying to purposely trap someone with a baby. So we briefly talked about this. These chicks who purposely set people up, okay, who these gold diggers here, who try to take you for all you got, use you for whatever they can get out of you, and all kinds of things or whatever. Careless, reckless behavior here. Okay, the children are the one who have to suffer here, and I mean that is just suffering on the level of whom their parents are. Okay, these are the very things that cause generational curses, guys. Okay, and those things trickle down to your children. Okay, this creates karmic debt here. Okay, that ends up falling upon your child, that they end up having to heal from and get over and work through in their lifetime. Okay, and if they are unable to, they have to keep coming back. Every lifetime they're dealing with this, but before that happens, they even end up being in that same generational curse, and that same careless, reckless type of lifestyle, end up living out themselves the very things that, say, their parents did or where they came from. It's systematic type of shit over and over and over again. Okay, so we got those of them who smoke a little bit, drink a little bit, get fucked up, and then have sex with one another here. Okay, again, careless, reckless behavior here. Okay, this not saying if you about that life, you can't do what you want to do. You can't have sex. You can't have fun. You can't hang out. You know what I'm saying? People who are single and free to mingle, they date around. Okay, I get it. That doesn't mean you have to have children. You can be a stone cold nymph. Okay, nymphomaniac. Okay, love sex to death. Okay, you can't get enough. That don't mean you have to get pregnant every time you open your damn legs, every time you have sex. Okay, there is multiple different ways that you can protect yourself and prevent careless things from happening here. Okay, because what happens is you wind up with a mama and a daddy that ain't got no love for you. These are the individuals who live carelessly and recklessly, have these children, and they end up abusing, neglecting, or abandoning their children because your mother or your father ain't got no love for you. Okay, now you're being abused by your mother because she hate you look like your daddy, and your daddy ain't shit and ain't doing nothing for you, and then your daddy is absent, but when you do come around, you know what I'm saying, he still ain't doing a damn thing for you. He's just abusing you, and hate the fact that he got to provide for you in any way. But they don't have no love for you. Okay, so then you grow up impoverished, you grow up stressed, depressed, you grow up without parents that really love, care about you, provide for you, for giving you that nourishment or anything or whatever. And it's something that don't have to be. Third party situations. Okay, individuals, okay, from whether you are cheating with one other person, one or more persons, or you are part of threesomes and orgies and different things like that, or you are part of some type of sex ring or whatever, where you have multiple partners all the time, and then situations happen, these people end up having babies and you don't even know who the father is, okay? But nobody thinks about what type of toll that takes on the child at all. Okay, if you about that life, you live like that, that is really sad. But at the same time, you don't have to your child don't have to suffer if you would only protect yourself. If you would only do things to prevent, I mean, and you the type to have third party situations and different things like that. Like, nobody wants to, you at least you would think nobody wants to bring a child into this world, and you not even know whose child this is. You don't even know who to tell your child is their father. You just don't have a clue. And just having kids out here, you don't have a clue who their father is or anything. Okay, we are still talking about things that turn your child into a statistic, that turns your child into a brainwashed slave, okay, that has your child in this world suffering and struggling and juggling, okay, off of shit that stemmed from their careless, reckless ass parents, okay? Betrayal for the love of money. I feel like this is speaking to these persons who have these children for the purposes of making money off of them, okay? Now, and this is done in various different ways, okay? Because often than not, these are children, these are people who don't want to get up off their ass and do anything. They lazy, they crazy, or whatever, and they use their children as some type of pawn, some type of leverage to make money off of. I can't stand people, you have children and you treat them like slaves. It's like, it is stupid, because it's like people have children and all of a sudden they become your own personal slaves. It's an excuse for your parents not to cook or clean anymore because they force you to do it all. Or this is an excuse for your parents not to, provide anymore because they make you do everything. It's like, and even the parents who are, say, halfway decent parents, they provide for you, you got everything you need or whatever, but they want to, those parents that live their life through you, those are still things. So they force their children to partake in certain things where the parents will benefit from it, okay? The type of parents that end up selling their kids, say, out to the industry or some shit like that, forcing them into being into shit from a kid, and your parents is making money off of you, you being seen as a product, or a possession by someone where they make money off of you, okay? Middle class to upper class people, this is how they make money off of their children, okay? But poor people do it as well, okay? And they find any and every way to either to make money off of their child on a lower level, okay? Whether it be through bribing others to provide for this child for you, hustling others out of money, or having to, you steady having all these babies so you can get more and more assistance. You got chicks out here like that, okay? Because they know, like, they may have, like, say, get food stamps, okay? So they keep having children. They keep carelessly and recklessly having sex, having children. They're not married or whatever. So now they're sitting up here with 6, 7, 8 children, okay? And they're getting, $3,000 or more in food stamps because you keep carelessly and recklessly having children, okay? But this is the person who, and there's nothing wrong if you need help financially, need help with food services, okay? But if you are trying and you are putting forth the effort and you are able-bodied to work and you're not lazy and you're willing to work and you're willing to provide, but your money just ain't stretching enough, you bringing in money, but every dime you make pays for the rent, the lights, the water, the gas, the everything else you have to pay, and you have either nothing left after paying the bills or just a few dollars left. There's nothing wrong with you going to find services to provide for your children, to feed your children or whatever. But if you sitting up here having baby after baby, and you got 6 kids, 8 kids, and every last one of your kids got different damn daddies, And every time you have a new child, you take your ass down to the child protective service or the Department of Human Service, and you add another child to your darn thing, your case thing or whatever, so you can get more food stamps, so you can get more WIC services, so you can get T services or whatever the hell other services that they have. I mean, they even have services where they provide clothing and diapers and the essentials, like everything, and people take advantage of that. Okay, and it takes away from people who are trying, who aren't lazy, who do work and things like that, but they're making minimum wage, or they're barely making anything, or they have a job that don't offer any benefits or nothing. They're getting a bare minimum, and with that bare minimum, they're keeping a roof over their child head. They're paying the utilities and different things like that, or paying for the school supplies, paying for the clothes and the shoes and different things like that. So it leaves nothing left. Those people are the ones that end up suffering because funds are getting taken from those people, because you got somebody over here that's got 8 damn kids, but 8 different damn baby daddies that's getting $5,000 a month in food stamps, and then this chick will take $1,000, put food in the house, and take the other $4,000 and sell them in the fucking hood for cash money, for her to stunt in front on, and go and buy drugs or alcohol, whatever the hell they do, clothes, nails, hair, whatever the hell they do with it. You know what I'm saying? And these are trap queens in the hood, they're living good and all this other shit. Like, it's crazy, but this shit goes on. Of a careless, reckless ass individuals who all their children are statistics. You know what I'm saying? All your kids got different baby daddies. I mean, different daddies, and it's crazy, okay? Which brings us to this: addictions. Okay, people with sex addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, porn addictions, gambling addictions, just toxicity. Okay, people that get high, get drunk, overly sexual, get fucked up, and just you in the moment, you feeling good, you grown, you on your own, and you gonna do what the hell you want to do, and you don't think about the consequences from you doing what the hell you want to do. Even if like I said, I'm not in the business of telling people what to do. You can be full grown, you can be a whole nymphomaniac if you want to. Okay, do what you do. It's your body, it's your choice. You know what I'm saying? I just realized I spelled that wrong, guys. Sorry, I was looking at this. You can do what you want to do. You don't have to get pregnant every damn time you do it, okay? So I'm not on here telling you, oh, she hating. She's saying it ain't nobody supposed to be having sex unless you married, and ain't nobody. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. You can have sex if you want to. You just don't have to get pregnant every damn time you have sex. Protect yourself. Okay? And even if you make a mistake, there are precautions and services and products available out there to prevent you from getting pregnant. Okay? And frankly, if you are very open sexually like that, okay, there's nothing go get on birth control. This is an extra precaution. You on birth control. You can have as much sex as you want, but every time you have sex with whoever you decide to have sex with, have them wear a condom. Now, he's wearing a condom and you're on birth control. These are 2 precautions right here that might prevent you from getting pregnant. But mistakes still do happen. Okay? It don't take you, if you have sex today and you have sex either unprotectedly or the condom broke, you know good and damn hell well if somebody done bust up in you. Okay? Get your ass up. Take your ass a bath. Go get dressed. Go to the damn store. Get the plan B. Don't sit around and wait 6 months later. Then here it is. You first of all, you done went 4 months without having a fucking cycle. Okay, which you already should know what's going on. Now you 6 to 8, 6 months pregnant and shit, feeling some type of way. Don't want this child. Thinking about some abortions and shit like this when you could have took other damn precautions to keep you from being in this position in the first damn place. It's just stupid. It's stupid. So we got these type of people as well. These type of situation as well that is going on here. Then we have new love. Okay, last message here, new love. Now you do have people that come together, you know what I'm saying? Y'all dating, y'all decide y'all want to be girlfriend and boyfriend. Y'all are in a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? But nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in the world, okay? You can get a new love. Y'all talking, everything's going good. Y'all going out on dates. Y'all finally get to the point where y'all want to title one another. You're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, type of thing. Cool. Okay. Now it's been a month or two. Y'all still together. You know, it's been 3, 4, 5 months. Y'all still together. You know, 6 months together, 7 months together. Still cool. Y'all still together. Okay. And then say around 6th, 7th month, y'all decide to move in together. So now y'all living together. You still in the new love phase. Okay. Now that y'all living together, y'all having sex a lot more. 8th month together, you find out you're pregnant. This is a relationship that you've been in for 8 months. Okay? Things change. Mood swings. Reality sets in. Okay? Now y'all are arguing. Money is tight. Somebody lost a job. In between employment. Now things are happening. Come to find out, you're realizing the person you with got a wandering eye. Come to find out, the person you with never wanted to have children. Too late now. One is already on the way. You just found out you're pregnant, okay? Things that y'all didn't quite talk about. Things that y'all didn't have time to work out in your new love situation here, okay? The arguments are more and more and more. And then y'all started being distant with each other. Now he's hanging out all day, but, and different things like that. Strains and burdens is put on the relationship, okay? Now y'all been together 9, 10 months. Okay? This point, you 2 months pregnant. Y'all still having arguments and disagreements, becoming distant with one another. Come to find out, he's cheating. The arguments, and that just makes the arguments even worse. He moves out. He moves on. You 2 months pregnant. By the time the baby is born, he's no longer around. Through the rest of your pregnancy, he's not around. By the time the baby is born, he's no longer around. So there's even new love situations where things seem all good at first. Okay? But nothing is guaranteed. Things happen. Now, you still in a situation where you made a mistake where you have to live with for the rest of your life here. Okay? Y'all were new love. Okay? And whereas it was cool in the beginning and seemed like a great relationship and everything, y'all hadn't got to the point, where y'all were talking about life things. You had no idea that this person never wanted to have children. It wasn't necessarily ideal for you to have a child right now either, but you thought that this relationship would go good. At some point in time, he would propose, y'all would get married, blah, 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 try to do things the right way. It's what people be thinking. You know what I'm saying? But you wind up getting pregnant and then come to find, that's when the conversation come about, like, what? No, man, like, I never wanted to have kids. Like, what do you do when you're in a relationship with somebody and they tell you that they never wanted to have kids? It's the same feeling as being in a relationship with somebody that you love and care about, and you sitting up waiting on them to ask you to marry them, and so you start having marriage conversations with them just for them to tell you, the relationship is cool the way it is. I never really thought about marriage. I never really wanted to get married. It crushes you. So what do? You either decide to go on with your life and leave this person because marriage is something that you wanted and you had no idea that this person just didn't want marriage. And it's the same thing with the baby. You wanted to be married one day. You want to be in a serious committed relationship, somebody that really loves you. You wanted a child one day or whatever, but y'all never had a conversation. You had no idea that this person never wanted to have children. Okay? It's crushing. You're in a situation where, you have made a mistake. Okay? And shit happens. Life happens sometimes, guys. Okay? It's all about what you do when shit happens, okay? And a lot of these things is helpful to people who are not awakened yet, okay? Who are just kind of living life with things that's happening, with things that's going on in life or whatever, okay? But for those of you who are awake, you say you are awakened, you say you are aware, it is cruel and you should know these things. And it is cruel and unusual punishment, okay? To carelessly and recklessly bring a child into the world only for them to be just another statistic. Brainwashed, dumbed down slave here, okay? Because we just talked about things on life level of how, people live carelessly and recklessly, and this could happen, okay? Now, once that child is here, there's nothing you can do. Now you are solely trying to protect them from the world, the horrors, the evil of the world. There's all kinds of predators out here. Okay? Kids come up missing every day. There's 800,000 children that go missing every day. Okay? There's all kind of violence out here every day. People get caught between a hard place, and it's just like we was talking about with these burdens, and end up taking out on your children. You're stressed, you have high anxiety, you can't afford to take care of them. You're mad as hell because the baby daddy left. He ain't providing for him. Now you single, you ready to date again, but you're frustrated because you don't have a babysitter. Now you feeling like you don't have a life. You're taking it out on your children. All these things happen, guys. Life happens. There's a lot of wicked, evil things going on in the world. And being awakened now, if I say all the time, if I would have known back then what I know now, I would have made different decisions. Because it breaks my heart. It is unfair that my daughter has to suffer the way she do in this world. It's not right. Because I'm a target, my daughter is a target. Okay? I'm watching in real time. I've watched my daughter get bullied. I have to deal with the hardship of her not having a father in her life. I have to deal with the fact that I have to solely provide for her on my own and different things. And having that conversation with your kids to explain why they don't have a father, why they don't have grandparents in their life, and why people are bullies and mean and evil, and how everybody is not going to be your friend all the time or like you. Those are hard conversations, but it's life. It's just shit that's happening. And nobody thinks about any of this because you are interested in supposedly living your best life, but in living carelessly and recklessly. That these things don't quite matter until they come along. Okay? So we have the Lovers in reverse here. Okay? Many of these situations, there is no love here. There's no relationship here. Okay? The Devil here. Toxic. Addictive patterns of behavior. One being chained to the devil. Having bad habits. Having this sexual appetite and urge to do things. Okay? Having this urge to do things impulsively without thinking about the consequences of from your decision making here. Okay? Which leads one to feeling stuck, feeling restricted, unable to move, which leads one to feeling betrayed, backstabbed, burdened in some type of way. Okay? And there's so many things in this world that is hidden, that is secret, that is done behind the scenes, that is done in darkness. Okay? Because of people doing carelessly and reckless things. Because of people in the world who are evil, who are wicked, who are demonic. And you are bringing a new life into the world that have to face that. That have to deal with that. That have to experience that. Okay? Yeah. People carelessly and recklessly taking these leaps of faith in situations where there's no love. where there's no real relationship, where there's no real guidance. Okay? Third party situations here. Couple here with the devil. Okay? Threesomes, orgies, cheating, sneaking, freaking, creeping, sex addictions. Okay? Bringing about, and then you feel stuck. You feel stuck. You end up being stuck, restricted, unable to move, stuck with this child here. Which brings about all this flood of emotion, worry, stress, depression, anxiety, trouble, unsettled situations, okay? And you're feeling stuck in this situation because of bad planning. Yeah. Because of the decisions that you have decided to make here, okay? It often ends in betrayal here. It often leads in betrayal here, okay? Yeah. High Priestess here. Coupled with the moon. Secret. Hidden things, secret things. Okay? Misleading things going on. Okay? Is what is happening here. Yeah. And then this leaves you, like I said, with a child, but then you feeling abandoned. You got a lack of finances, money, resources. You're feeling abandoned. You end up feeling left out in the cold. Okay? You end up feeling that struggle. Whatever struggle you feel, that child is going to feel. Okay? And this is when you often see people's true colors. Okay? When one has to put forth the effort to love themselves, to love someone other than themselves, okay, shows this person's true character. Shows this person's true character and who they are. Yeah, we have here false person. Many of these individuals that carelessly and recklessly make these mistakes, okay, don't care about the cruel and unusual punishment it is into bringing children into the world just for them to be a statistic, are false persons here. Okay? Are false persons here because you carelessly and recklessly taking leaps of faith blindly without knowing the outcome of the situation here. In situations that's hookups, one night stands, relationships that are not committed or conjoined by marriage. Okay? But you end up with a family anyway. Okay? From toxic behavior here. From this third party situation. Whether you have help, support, or not. Okay? Whether you got any help or support or not, you end up with a family. Even if you're sitting here in this family room alone, just you and your child. Because of a third party situation. Because of an addictive pattern of behavior here. Okay? But I feel like once you know better, you do better. Okay? This message is not about living life. This message is not about one being perfect, okay? Everybody makes mistakes, okay? But you're supposed to live and you learn. And you're supposed to learn from your mistakes and strive to do better in your life, okay? Especially once you have reached an awakening, okay? Once you have reached that awakening, that's when you know better and should be implementing doing better. You understand what I'm saying? Because otherwise you sitting up here struggling in need of some type of income, some type of this unexpected income, because you're feeling stuck, restricted with this child here, which often leads one to poverty, one to court matters when having to deal with, say, child support, and different things like that, or whatever, which puts more of a strain on a mother and a father's relationship, okay? Because once a woman has to go so far to put the middleman in the government, to get the government to force this man to pay child support for this child, now this man is hostile. Now this man hates you because you have applied pressure on him, and now the government is applying pressure on him. So now he's in the mind like, fuck you. But he's still forced to do something because the government said so. So there's still going to be that hostility here. And guess what? It does not matter. Like, getting money to help you is helpful. It'll solve the problem to help you take care of that child. But once a man has been put on child support, he's hostile, especially a poor man or a lower class of a man. Even some that's middle class or upper class or whatever. Because a lot of times with them, it shouldn't have had to come to that. Usually when women put men who are middle class to upper class on child support, it's so that they can drain them for as much as they possibly can, because they know the government, I think they go by some type of percentage base or whatever, depending on how much they make yearly or something like that or whatever. But a lower class, a poor man, oh, he's hostile. He is mad as hell. Now he feels you are the bitch that he wished he never met in his life. And he really don't care for the government either. But he can fight you in a way that he can't fight the government. Okay, which still has tension there, because now he's being forced to do something. If just because this guy is, say, living in the hood or impoverished himself, but he got a job or whatever, and they're deducting his checks or whatever, that money may be coming to you. But that don't mean this man gonna answer your phone calls. That still don't mean that when this child is sick or not well, or you need help, or you need to go to work and need them to watch the kids for a while, or whatever situation, this person don't want to co-parent with you. Don't want shit to do with you because he's hostile with you. You the bitch in his life that he wish he never met, and you're getting this money. Damn it, that should be all. So you have those who are like that as well, which is still not giving your child that other nurturing and support. And that's not all of them. There's some of them. Because you got a lot of men. It seems like the men who are good male role models, the men who want to be in their children's life, the men who gives a damn, they got the baby mamas from hell. They got the baby mamas that want all their damn money, but refuse to allow them to see their child just because he's in another damn situation or relationship. Now, this falls along the line, watch who you allow around your kids. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a baby with someone who's a good male role model, and he's helping you co-parent, and he's providing for his children, y'all just need to have an understanding and a conversation. Look, I don't care nothing about who you with now, but you need to understand, y'all need to have a conversation, or we can all have a conversation together. I need to meet this person, know this person. Not for there being disagreements, but if my child's going to be around, there need to be a respect by, because sometimes, step parents or other parents, when they get in other situations, it might not be the other parent that's doing things malicious to them. It could be a step parent. Okay. Cause that stuff has happened before too. That stuff has happened before too. I forget the chick name. I was looking into the case. There was this chick. Her and her dude was together, and they have a child together, but he had a child from a previous relationship. She starved that baby that he had from a previous relationship. And the fucked up thing about it, I forget her last name. The chick is black, and her name is Tiffany. And it was so fucked up, and it's so disgusting. She starved this baby and would beat this baby. She's in prison now. Starved this baby, would beat this baby, but she took care real well. The child that her and the dude that she was with together. treat that child real well. But this is step parent now. Okay. Now this man worked all the darn time. She was at home. So he thinking she providing for the kids and every damn thing like that or whatever. This baby wasn't getting fed, was getting beat on and all kinds of shit. She ended up killing this child. Do you know that this fool came home and helped her to try to cover up the fact that she killed this child? I mean, they wrapped the baby up, took it out to the field, tried to burn the body. When the body couldn't be burned all the way, the stupid idiot ended up calling a friend or talking to a family or something to tell him how could he get rid of the body and different, whatever. And it ended up being somebody else. I believe that person that went on and called the police. Like, man, y'all need to call the police. Like, what you mean? But so you got those situations that go on too. You can't just have your child around any and everybody or whatever. But if y'all co-parenting, there should be, conversation and understanding and, things there or whatever. But, somebody who wants to be a good parent to your child and is providing for your child, you just not to allow this parent to be in their life. It's pure bullshit, okay? Because there's a whole lot of children out here that's suffering every single day who wish they had a parent they gave a damn about them, especially when it comes to a father. And girls suffer more when they don't have good male role models in their life, okay? When they don't have either older brothers or a good father figure in their life, okay? A lot of times they end up growing up looking for love in all the wrong places. They didn't have that male role model there to protect them and teach them how they should be treated and this, that, and the other, whatever. And the mother, if they got a good mother, a decent mother, she, teach them and tell them, different things to the best of their abilities or whatever. But, it doesn't mean it's not, a substitute for that absent parent. Okay. And this is the reason why we have so many other situations that we do today. It's the very reason why so many people in the world end up being a statistic. Okay, Spirit, let's get one more message, please. For the Moon card and the High Priestess here. Moon card, High Priestess. Yeah, a lot of people end up in situations like this. Okay, I feel like with the Moon and the High Priestess, these things talk about things that's hidden, things that's done in secret. Okay, one needing to use that intuition in the situation here or whatever. It's still applied to people making carelessly and reckless mistakes here. Okay, with wrong individuals here, okay? Because then, you end up with this message of concern here, this main female. You see how she's looking here, okay? She done found out, oh, I'm pregnant here, okay? But you see her standing here alone, by herself. The burden all of a sudden set in. The stress, the worry, all of a sudden set in, okay? As to what's going on, as to what's happening, what she got to deal with, how in the world can she move forward now, what is she going to do and things now here, okay? But there's so many things, guys. There's so many things that is happening in the world that we need to protect our babies from or whatever. And I just feel like when you are awakened especially, we should not be having these issues. Okay, if more people in the world was more responsible for their actions and different things, we wouldn't have stuck up bougie people in power saying idiotic things like, oh, there's too many people in the world using too much stuff and all this other kind of crap, and it coming off from them like, they want to do away with us to make living more comfortable for them, because that's how it comes off when they say shit like that, okay? But see, these false persons, okay, y'all have these reunions with one another, okay, in situations where there's no love. The love card is in reverse here, okay? But you're taking a leap of faith, you meeting up with people, you having these relations with people, and then situations end up happening here. Look. You see how he, is going after her, interested in her and stuff like that. She's kind of got her head turned. She may mess around with him. She probably gonna mess around with him, but this is clearly not a situation held together by love. You understand what I'm saying? So these are false persons. It's coming together. There is no love. There is no relationship here. Okay. Doing something carelessly and recklessly, and this is the result of it. This is what is coming from it, and this is the reason why it ends up being a misfortune. Now you hear, you got a family. You see, this family room is empty. Just you and your child, and you feel misfortune here because of this third party situation here. Because of addictive patterns of behavior here, okay, your desire to feel good in the moment, sexually, or with someone or whatever, okay, and end up in a situation where there is misfortune, okay, because now the little bit that you do have is stretched all the way thin, stretched all the way out. Now you're not only having to take care of yourself, you have to take care of every other life that you bring into this world as well. That's technically solely your responsibility here, okay? Which, once again, we got money here with unexpected income that's sitting on the Eight of Swords with the Page of Cups here, okay? Love and nurturing and care and different things like that for your children it's definitely necessary. Okay, it's definitely needed when bringing new life into the world, when talking about having a child and different things like that, okay? But one does need income. One does need money to provide the things that your child needs to raise them, okay? And this is where most people end up feeling stuck, okay? End up feeling restricted in an area like, what can I do, okay? Because now you've got more expenses, okay? When they're young, you need to pay for child care and different things for you to even go to work, okay? You got more bills because your child, you need more things. Now you're having to pay for things for yourself as well as your child needs, what your child needs. Okay? Yeah. So, and then you end up feeling betrayed here because by now you've realized, you're stuck with your child, having to provide for your child, okay? Based off of careless, reckless behavior, third party situations, addictive patterns of behavior, no love situations, just taking leaps of faith, doing things here, okay? But now you're at this point where you're feeling betrayed here, okay? Because of a decision that you made, you here on your own. You have been betrayed. You've been backstabbed by whomever you were. And now you're impoverished here. Y'all are poor here. You're struggling here, okay? Now you're in sorrow. You're sad. And see, that's where this burden card come from. The worry, the stress, the anxiety, okay? Unsettled situations. Even here, where she was looking all down and depressed. What am I going to do? Okay? Feeling tired. Feeling like you need a break. But you're going to get no break when you bring new life into the world. You just have to keep going. Doing the best you can. Okay? One more message, Spirit. So these situations, what is this telling you? That these reunions that you having with false persons leads to misfortune here because of careless and reckless situation, okay? Where you need more money, but you're lacking money from these situations that you're in, which leads you to sorrow, sadness, okay? And because of these things, you end up feeling like, you need to have hope. You need to have faith. This is when you, to the point where you need a leg up. You need a boost. You need some help. Okay? You need this is when you have to reach out for, other services, other help to provide you for this. But you see the whole, how it got to this point for just stemming from This alone, carelessly and recklessly bringing a child into the world. Now this child is automatically a statistic. 9 times out of 10, this child automatically only has one parent in their life. 9 times out of 10, this child may grow up less than unfortunate poor. 9 times out of 10, this child is more possible for this child to get bullied or picked on or teased. 9 times out of 10, this child is going to have the burdens and the generational curses and karmic cycles on them stemming from their parents' careless, reckless mistakes. Okay, that they're going to have to live through, get over, learn how to heal from, to even move on. Do you see how it's just like a chain of different events that happens and stems from one thing? Okay, but if you are someone who is really awake, then technically it is cruel and unusual punishment for you to be carelessly or recklessly bringing a child into this world, because you know better. You know what is going on in this world. You know what is happening. You know what is possible. You know the predators in this world, the dangers in this world. I mean, on a daily basis, there's murder, death, harm, destructions, lies, chaos, disruptions, criminal activities, sex, drugs, everywhere, all over the place. Everywhere. Satanic, Masonic, demonic things everywhere. No matter what direction you look in, guys. Okay? I do apologize. This reading was this long, guys, but this was a lot of information to unpack. So I hope the information provided has given someone the help and assistance that you all need pertaining to a situation that you may be dealing with. This is a very important topic. A very important topic. Okay? Because we have got to come to some type of understanding, like people in general have got to come to some type of understanding to the point where one isn't being selfish anymore. Like, you know, this is not about what you want when you're talking about bringing another child into another person into the world. Okay, this is not your possession. You don't possess them. Okay. You have a child, you bring a child into the world and you take care of them for a period of time, but they have their own mind. They have their own life. And at some point, they have to stand in this world and be in this world on their own and have to survive the struggles and the hardships that's in this world on a daily basis for a multitude of people that you are it's almost like setting your child up for failure. If you are awakened, I mean, these are things, a lot of this stuff is common sense stuff that even if you're not awakened, you should know better. Okay? But like I said, sometimes life just happens. People make freaking mistakes. Okay? But there is no excuse. That's fine when you make one mistake. Okay? You try to do better the second time, you done made a second mistake. You understand what I'm saying? But when you have gotten to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, and you steady making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over again, you are not learning from your previous mistakes. You are not even trying to apply any logic to doing better, living better, being better as a person in society, neither for yourself or your children. At this point, you understand what I'm saying? You have to want to do better for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? This is just like a person who say, do drugs, okay? To the point where now they are a junkie. They are a drug addict, okay? This person and this person has gotten too messed up and gotten taken advantage of. This person, somebody gave them some bad dope, and they end up overdosing. Okay, to the point where this person got caught with it with drugs on them, and ended up going to jail. And this has happened multiple times. Okay, this is somebody that's not learning from their mistakes. So then finally a judge says, court orders them to go to rehab. And say this person go to court order rehab, okay? Not because they wanted to, because they're now being forced to by the government because they haven't learned from this mistake. They keep making this mistake, okay? So they go to rehab. Then get out of rehab and go back to the same crowd, back to the same neighborhood, back around the same habits and things, and get back on dope again. This is someone who is not learning from your mistake. This is not telling you that you need to be perfect in life. You don't need to make mistakes. Okay? Because there's a lot of people out here who say do drugs. There's people who are functioning drug users. You did the drug, but you didn't allow the drug to do you. Okay? But even while you and you didn't allow the drug to take over you, and in the back of your mind you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna be doing this forever. I'm doing this to have fun right now, kick it right now. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get in trouble with the law, not court order rehab or anything like that or whatever, but you've made a mistake in life. Trying to be fit in and be sociable with other people, you did this or partook with other people doing and stuff like that or whatever. This is a mistake. But you've already made a conscientious decision. This is not going to be forever. This is not going to overtake me. You know? And so you're learning from your mistakes and you're working towards progress all along till you get to the point where this is no longer a part of your life, okay? This is what it means to learn from your mistakes and strive for better. It doesn't mean that you're perfect and you're not going to make mistakes, okay? So quite naturally, it's a lot of people that's living life or life end up living them. You understand what I'm saying? Life happens sometimes. Shit happens sometimes. Bad situations happen sometimes. Because there's people who have gotten taken advantage of and ended up being pregnant, okay? That's a situation that's unfortunate, but you end up being stuck with that situation. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as there's individuals who, you was in, a relationship with somebody that this was your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever. Y'all was in love at the time. Y'all was in at the time. And this just ended up happening. So y'all end up having this baby together. Some mistakes could be honest little mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? Some mistakes could really be careless, recklessly mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? Life happens sometimes, okay? But you're supposed to live and you learn. And you're supposed to, when you know better, you're supposed to do better. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes and strive for better. Always try to strive for better. It don't mean you have to be the best. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you are perfect. Nobody is perfect. It's not what it's about. Okay? But surely when you get to the point, like I said, so say you got somebody who, when they were younger, they got taken advantage of, they ended up getting pregnant, they kept this baby. One baby. Okay? Unfortunate situation. Then they got in a relationship with somebody. The relationship didn't quite work out, but they end up getting pregnant. Okay? Baby number 2. Okay? At this point, something should click and say, you know what? I need to do something in my life where this is not saying don't have any more relationships. This is not saying don't date. This is not saying don't have sex. It's not saying that. Okay? But there's precautions that you can take. There are things that you can do to better serve you in your life. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And it's like people overlook that, okay? And then you have people who take advantage of situations, who even go as far as take advantage of other people Okay, especially if you were in a gold digging energy and you purposely trying to trap somebody with a baby, or you purposely want to get pregnant by a certain person because they got a lot of money and you want to drain them for all they got. You got different situations that we done broke down here. Okay, but it should come to a point in time where, you know what I'm saying, you are doing better in life to the best of you, especially by the time you have awakened. There is no way in hell that you can tell somebody you provoke. You run around here talking about you awaken, but you still making careless, reckless decisions in relationships when you don't even have to. When there's all kind of services, all type of precautions, you know what I'm saying, out there that will prevent these things from happening. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So, I thank y'all for listening. I thank y'all for watching. I hope this information gave somebody the help that you needed pertaining to the situation that you are dealing with. If you would be so kind to like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at Shine Bright Like It's Simon with an underscore between each word. You can reach me at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com or at tiffanyziegler60@gmail.com. If you would like to donate to the channel, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. You could do so through Cash App at $tiffdiamond36 or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. Okay? As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies. This is a wicked, wicked world that we live in, guys. There is wickedness in high places, and there is evil that's lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings, watch the company you keep, watch your surroundings and the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when somebody may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey, keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.